State of New California, notice to all Californians, Chapter 2, Grievance number 3, originally read May 12, 2020. New California is a new state in development exercising its constitutional right to form from the state of California. The process to form New California is authorized and codified in Article 4, Sections 3 and 4 of the United States Constitution. Statement of intent. Citizens of New California have decided to remedy the abuse of power by the government of California by exercising their right to form a new state provided in the United States Constitution, Article 4, Sections 3 and Section 4. We are determined to live under a state government in the United States of America and under the Constitution of the United States. New California Declaration of Independence, January 15, 2018 states, whenever any form of government becomes destructive in its right, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it and to institute new government. When a long train of abuses and acts to seize and hold the people's power without legal authority and pursuing invariably the same object that clearly demonstrates a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. Preamble of the New California State Constitution states, we, the representatives of the undersigned counties within the state of California, do acknowledge and humbly invoke the favor of Almighty God for continued civil and religious liberty to ourselves and our posterity. First Amendment of the United States Constitution states, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Fourth Amendment of the United States Constitution states, the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. The counties of New California State brought forward 95 Chapter 1 grievances between January 2018 and November 2019. On April 28, 2020, New California State will issue 95 additional Chapter 2 grievances to be announced in public on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Chapter 2, Grievance 3, Declaration of Grievance, Statement of Facts. The people of California are suffering from a tyrannical state government which fails to provide a republican form of governance, enables and supports across its southern border the invasion of the United States of America by illegal foreign nationals, and protects vicious criminals who commit outrageous acts of violence upon the citizens of America, all caused by a government of and for a monoparty system led by a tyrannical dictator who openly defies federal law. California state government is in direct violation of the following. United States Constitution, Article 4, Section 4. The United States shall guarantee to every state in this union a republican form of government and shall protect each of them against invasion and on application of the legislature or of the executive when the legislature cannot be convened against domestic violence. United States Constitution, Article 6. This Constitution and the laws of the United States which shall be made in pursuance thereof, and all treaties made or which shall be made under the authority of the United States, shall be the supreme law of the land, and the judges in every state shall be bound thereby, anything in the Constitution or laws of any state to the contrary notwithstanding. Fourth Amendment of the United States Constitution. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. Order of the day. The tyrant lies and the economy dies. In recent days, it has become obvious that enclaves of citizens who do not vote along the monoparty lines in this one-party dictatorship are being singled out by the governor for special treatment, quote unquote. The governor has released the various agencies that he controls by dictatorial edicts to function as his personal vice squad against normal Americans pursuing their everyday lives and livelihoods. Meanwhile, in areas that consistently vote along the monoparty line are left alone. The message from the governor is clear: submit and obey to the new unconstitutional political order or suffer the consequences. This calls to mind one of the reasons our founders declared independence in the first place. Listed in the Declaration of Independence is the following statement: He has erected a multitude of new offices and sent hither swarms of officers to harass our people and eat out their substance. This statement, penned by Thomas Jefferson in the Declaration of Independence of 1776, refers to the additional customs officials and courts of admiralty, that is, military and not civil courts, established by the British government in the colonies in an effort to enforce trade laws and prevent smuggling. Since none of those officials were approved by the colonial legislatures and were not voted into office by the colonists, they were considered illegitimate. In today's 2020 crisis, there are illegitimate, unelected officials at the state and local levels who are exercising unconstitutional orders and edicts, all in the guise of health and safety, that are destroying the lives and livelihoods of U.S. citizens living in the state of California. In Ventura County, unelected officials will impose Hitlerian tactics such as contact tracing, which will allow them to enter homes and remove U.S. citizens and place them in special housing programs, all against their will and God-given rights. In Alameda County, unelected officials have ordered closed the last car manufacturer in the state, destroying the livelihoods of over 40,000 people. Tesla CEO Elon Musk defied California and Alameda County authorities by restarting production at the company's Fremont assembly plant, saying he was ready to be arrested himself if necessary. Officials are standing their ground against the tyrannical governor, first in Yuba, Sutter, and Modoc counties, and now Riverside, where the county sheriff Chad Bianco reaffirmed his stance on not enforcing stringent stay-at-home orders, telling the Riverside County Board of Supervisors this week that he refuses to make criminals out of business owners, single moms, and otherwise healthy individuals for exercising their constitutional rights. 8 weeks ago, this is a quote, 8 weeks ago, officials, including the governor, participated in something never done before in our nation's history, Bianco began. Government ordered residents into their homes, closed their businesses, made them wear masks, forbid them from going to church, and eliminated constitutional freedoms put in place over 200 years ago, he explained. In the name of a public health crisis, our civil liberties and constitutional protections were placed on hold, he continued. I refuse to make criminals out of business owners, single moms, and otherwise healthy individuals for exercising their constitutional rights. I believe Riverside County residents are responsible enough to proceed cautiously. The original projections and fears that caused orders to be put into place in the first place, he added, have been proven wrong. There cannot be a new normal, citing the county's fundamental freedoms of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Any new normal is a direct attack on the basic rights which set us apart and make us the greatest country in the world. The present governor of California has cited, and that was the end of the quote, sorry. The present governor of California has sided with the tyrants that oppressed our ancestors and resisted our independence. The present governor of California has sided with the tyrants that oppressed our ancestors and resisted our independence. Surely this governor and the entire administration is unfit to govern free Americans. He must be removed from office and punished for crimes after extensive discovery and investigation into this and further abuses have been accomplished. The weakened status of Californians due to the governor's actions will compromise our national security. While being completely avoidable, the governor has doubled down on his bullying tactics in an effort to coerce the citizens of California and bully them into submission. The tyrant's lockdown recession is likely to be the sniffle that caused the world to catch the flu and our state's economy to die. The true purpose of all government is to promote the welfare and provide for the protection and security of the governed, and when any form of organization of government proves inadequate for or subversive of this purpose, it is the duty of the people to alter or to abolish it. The existing state of California government, thus called, has not only abused the powers nominally entrusted to it, but with the connivance and active aid of the executive, has usurped and exercised other powers to the manifest injury of the people, which, if permitted, will inevitably subject them to despotism and tyranny. According to the Declaration of Independence, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. We must now declare an end to the temporary and voluntary curtailment of our constitutional liberties. Henceforth, the beginning of this day, we no longer offer emergency consent. Today, California is in a state of free fall at all levels. This free fall has been orchestrated over the last 70 years by socialists and communists, and we are now nearing the end of their socialist communist plan that clearly demonstrates a design to reduce United States citizens living in California under absolute despotism. All their plans have been in direct violation of both Article 4, Section 4, Article 6 of the United States Constitution, and the Fourth Amendment. There is one hope, and that is a new Constitution and new economic future for the state of New California, that the state of New California will provide. Insurrection. The government of California, the current socialist governor, and monoparty system, along with local officials, are following a coordinated design with the intent to actively engage in acts of insurrection against the U.S. Constitution. The Insurrection Act of 1807 and the Emergency Economic Powers Act are United States federal laws that govern the ability of the President of the United States to deploy military troops within the United States to put down lawlessness, insurrection, and rebellion. Acts of secession. Therefore, the California government, in conjunction with the socialist state executive, instituted wherever the current socialist governor has usurped power, has created a reign of terror on United States citizens living in California with the intent to secede from the United States of America and thus destroy the very union of states which secures our liberty and freedom. Abdication of authority. Betrayal by the sitting socialist governor of California, the monoparty legislature, and local elected officials is evidence of abdication of their responsibilities of authority and sovereignty over the state and citizens of the United States living in California. Prayer. The citizens of New California State pray for the President to exercise his authority under the Insurrection Act of 1807 or the Emergency Economic Powers Act to end the tyranny being foisted upon the United States citizens living in California State. This concludes these proceedings. NewCaliforniaState.com, phone number 877-828-2753.